Hey gang, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing an unboxing video for a cassette playing clock radio that I got from shopgoodwill.com because my current component tape deck is out for repairs. Hopefully it'll be able to get fixed, and hopefully be able to get fixed for not a lot of money. But I found this little clock radio, like I said, with a cassette player that has jacks to plug into a stereo. So if I'm not able to get my other one, then this one could be a possible suitable replacement. Because it's got like aux jacks, phono jacks, speaker jacks, all kinds of jacks. So I figured I'd take you guys on a journey into the wonderful world of unboxing used vintage stereo equipment. So join me for a ride, won't you? Chewy for dog stuff and probably cat stuff too. Alright, well, here it is. An IMA by Craig. Tape deck radio. Looks pretty clean on the outside at least. Let's see. Is there an eject button? Yep. Alright, looks okay in there. I'm going to shine a light in there and see if it needs to be cleaned or not. Probably do a cleaning anyway. And then plug it in and see how she handles. Alright, so I used a bit of a head cleaning fluid on some Q-tips, put it in, cleaned the head, cleaned the rubber rollers, capstan, and hopefully that will be good to go. I'm also going to plug it in and then put some more of that on a little head cleaning tape, run it through, and see how that goes. So let's see, first of all, I'm going to plug it in and see what happens. Alright, and it was powered on. Let's see, where is the power button? On. I guess that might be for the tape. Do this 5-6 drops. Take square. Alright, I'm going to read the instructions on this because I don't remember how to use it. Alright, so if memory serves, put a few drops right in here. Three, 4, 5, 6. And it's not spinning. Alright. Let's see if it spins whenever there's not a tape in it. It does not. Oh. It's just slowly going. That's interesting. Let's see what it does now. It does not. Well, shitballs. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to have to take this thing apart and clean it, because once it gets turning, it goes, but whenever I stop it and start it, it does not want to start on its own. So, alright, well, that's interesting. Okay, it looks like everything's going good in there. It's just getting that initial wheel to go, which could be a belt issue, because I've seen the inside of this thing before. Not this exact one, but other ones. And, yeah, there's just one belt in there. While I'm here, I'm gonna clean this little guy. Oh, shit. Gotta love when that happens. Alright, gonna sign out for now and see what I'm doing. Hi. Hopefully this will flow seamlessly, but I don't know because it's been a few days since the last video I was shooting for this. So, it's been a couple of days, like I said a few seconds ago, since I unboxed and checked out this thing, the IMA clock radio by Craig. I'm a clock radio. Are ya? I'm a dissatisfied customer. Want to know why? Because... Okay, so I got this from shopgoodwill.com, which, if you're not familiar with, it's kind of a collection of thrift stores from all around the country that get stuff in and then put it online. Sometimes it's buy it now. Mostly it's bid style, so stuff will be up for like a week. And it'll be all sorts of stuff, you know, clothing, tools, electronics. And they have a lot of vintage stereo stuff. Equipment, if we're going to use technical jargon. It's where I got my cassette deck for my component stereo system. And it was for a really good price, and it works, if you've been paying attention, or if not, I'll say it anyway. It works like about 90-95% perfect. There's a little kind of drag, distortion, warbly kind of sound during the playback, but it's really like if you're really just listening to it, you'll pick it up. If I was playing a tape and like people were over and we were just talking and it was like background music, you wouldn't really notice it. But I'm like kind of a perfectionist on this, despite my complete lack of professionalism in most things that I do. So it is out getting diagnosticized and seeing what's wrong with it and if it can be repaired for easy and cheaply. But yeah, so I got that from shopgoodwill.com. Like I said, they're a collection of thrift stores all around the country, which is why, for the most part, if you go into a thrift store, with some exceptions, but you don't really see much vintage audio equipment like you used to from years ago, because a lot of them have kind of gotten hip to what stuff is worth, and they put it on their website and they auction it off that way. It is a little bit cheaper than eBay, not too much. I mean, yeah, I got my tape deck for, it was like a little under $70, and I've seen them on eBay for like $200 to $300. So yeah, I got really lucky on that one. But a lot of things, like if you go on there and you come across things like, you know, Marantz, Sansui, anything that like people know is worth something, you're gonna see it selling for a lot more. Techniques just isn't like a super hot brand, like it's a mid-level brand, so you know, I was able to scoop that up for a decent price. But unfortunately, the drawback with shopgoodwill.com is so much of their stuff They don't test. They just test it to see if it powers on, and that's about it. Which really kind of sucks, because like at any thrift store that you go into, they have power strips, and you can plug stuff in and you can test it out and you can see if it does more than just turn on. So that's kind of a bullshit thing that they do, and not testing. You know, like if you're gonna spend, if someone's gonna spend like a couple $100 and they're gonna spend the time like shipping it, packing it, and all that stuff, you can hook up. You know, just have a set of speakers at your shop that you can plug stuff into. Have a cassette or an 8-track or a record, like whatever it is, the thing that you're selling. Have an antenna if you're selling the receiver. Like it's bullshit that they don't test stuff. So anyway, this thing, when I got it, it said it works. It didn't go into detail, but it said that it works. And so when I got it, which I believe was demonstrated in the earlier parts of this video, the tape deck did not work. It would kind of start to spin if I turned one of the wheels and got it going, but I can't do that if it's closed and with a tape in it. So I took the back out. I was messing with the engine. The belt seemed pretty loose, but it wasn't in a way that I could change the belt without taking the whole thing apart. I just took like this backing plate off, and the top and the sides are still on there. It kind of looks like it's actually glued on the bottom, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about doing that, if I do anything with it. But and then the clock display right here, because I was like, oh well, maybe it'd be a neat little clock. That doesn't come on. A lot of static in the knobs whenever you touch them. The radio, it would pick up a station, and then like about 3 seconds later, it would just drop the station. And then even when I turned it off, it was still on, to where I had to unplug it. So I was like, if it was just one thing or another, I could see that, but it was a lot more than that. So I was like, okay, I gotta write these guys. So I wrote them, because they also said in their listing that they do accept returns within like 30 days or 60 days, something like that. So I was like, that was kind of one of the reasons why I got it too, because I was like, all right, well, if it's not working, I can see what's up. And so I wrote explaining everything that did not work, and that was last Thursday. Today's Monday. I hadn't heard anything. Like, I didn't hear anything Thursday, I didn't hear anything Friday, I didn't hear anything Saturday, didn't hear anything for, you know, the first part of today, and was like, all right, what's going on? I even went to their website, wrote them that way, because it was one specific store. But then I got an email saying that they had fully refunded my money and weren't even asking for it back, because I was like, all right, well, I know I'm gonna have to at least pay like $10 to ship it back, so that kind of sucks, but whatever. If I could get something back, that'd be cool. But yeah, then they messaged saying, hey, sorry for the inconvenience, we've refunded everything, and they weren't expecting it back. So that was really nice of them, you know, because a lot of places will be like, yeah, but you got to pay the shipping back, you know, even though they sent you something that didn't work. So so now I've got this cool looking paperweight. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll just kind of throw it on a shelf somewhere and look at how neat it looks, and maybe one day get around to tinkering with it. Or maybe I'll just put it up on Craigslist or Marketplace and sell it for like $20 to someone who might want to work with it. And yeah, and then maybe use that money to go buy a record. But yeah, so that was it. Kind of sucks that it didn't work, because it's so cool looking. I really, really, really wanted it to work. But at least got the money back, so not bad. Not a loss. So yeah, that's it for the IMA or IMA, whatever. I'm a clock radio from Craig. And you're a clock radio from Craig too. We're all clock radios from Craig. All right. Thanks for sticking around for, I guess, something or nothing. Next time, we'll do an unboxing of a receiver that I got. So, see you then, folks. Have a blessed day.